scriptures, especially the Vedas. Shruti means Veda. Shruti is learned by hearing, not by reading. You can understand Vedic principle even though you are not illiterate, provided you hear them, oral reception. God has given you the ear, and if you try to hear submissively, to receive something, then it will be fruitful. Submissive. Sutikatam Tungamam Jnanic Prayasam. This is the Brahma realization by Krishna. So he said this verse, Jnanic Prayasam Udapasam Namanta Eva Sarvakritam Bhamadiyavata. People who are endeavoring to understand the absolute truth by the dint of his sparked knowledge, they will never be. They will never be. Jnani Prayasam. One has to give us this illegitimate attempt to understand the absolute truth by his personal knowledge. That is not. Krishna is not so cheap thing that by exercising your brain you can manufacture a way to understand Krishna. Krishna says, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamana samamritaha. I am not exposed to everyone. I am covered by yogamana. People will not be able to understand me. And so many jnanis, yogis, coming here, they cannot understand no. Then Krishna says, Bhaktya Vijanati, Jara Jaschami. Only through devotional service. Devotional service means submission. Surrender. First of all, surrender. Bhagavan Paritajimami Kansaranamiti. You cannot understand me by your so-called karma, jnana, yoga, dhyana. No. This is not possible. Bhaktya Vijanati. And bhakta means to surrender. So, here is Srutisharam. And this Bhagavad is the Srutisharam. Just like cream. You churn the milk, 2 months of milk, you get, say, 5 kg of butter. The saram, if you simply try to see where is the essence, you have to churn it. Then the milk there is, you may possess lots of milk, but from the milk you have to take the cream. That is intelligence. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the cream of Vedic knowledge. That would is say that Nigama kalpataru golitam phalamidam. Nigama means Vedas, and kalpataru, Vedas is just like desert tree. Desert tree means whatever you want you can have it from Vedic knowledge. Just like in India, the Ayurveda. Ayurveda means this is material thing, but still it is in the Veda, Dhanuk Veda, military science. There are so many Veda. Veda means knowledge. So, the Vedic knowledge is so perfect that anything you want, material or spiritual, you get the knowledge perfect. That is Veda. Veda is not ordinary thing. And it is not by hearing. That abhignanatham sa bhumeva vigachet sotiyam brahmanishtam. Vedic knowledge, formerly there was no need of books. Nowadays at the present moment our memory is not so sharp due to Kali. Therefore, Vyasdev wrote in books, in words, because he foresaw that people in this age, they are really dull-headed rascals. Therefore, if they get this knowledge recorded in writing, they may be able to derive some benefit. Otherwise, formerly, Vedic knowledge was never book reading, no. Shruti. Shruti means hearing. This disciple is so powerful that once he hears from the spiritual master, his memory is recorded immediately. That memory, therefore brahmachari, record. If you remain brahmachari, then your brain will be so nice that as soon as you hear something, it will be memorized. This is benefit of brahmachari. And if the students are allowed to be sexually, indulgent, then where is the brain? This is very scientific to remain brahmachari. To understand from the Guru by him clear hearing. Once here. So, there was a case, of course, one Englishman chastised another Indian by calling him so many illness, damn rascal, fool, like that. So, he complained in the court that this man has insulted me. So where is the witness? So the witness, the complainant said, there was a Brahmin. Who was witness? He was taking bath in the gate. So he was summoned. The Brahmin was so sharp in memory, he exactly said, just like gramophone record, tape record, whatever he said. He said, I do not know what is the meaning of this, but these words were said. So, people are so sharp in memory, that is Brahmin. Once heard from the spiritual master. Spiritual master is so clear. He has also nicely heard from the spiritual master. Therefore, Vedic knowledge, factually, it is singular here. There is no necessity of becoming literate. Illiterate doesn't matter. Because it is, after all, received through the oral listening. That it is called Shruti. And Shruti Saramekam, and all the Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence. Srimad Bhagavatam first of all describe the Vedas in 4 Vedas and describe further in Upanishad, further in Puranas. The Puranas, some of the rascals say the Puranas are not written by that, they are rascals. Puranas are also explained, further, supplemented. Purana means which completes. Another Purana means the very old, historical. So Puranas, they are mentioned the Vedic instruction through the history. Just like Vedic instruction, Mahabharata is history. But the whole Vedic literature is there. Ideal, king, how kingdom, politics, practically it is politics, but it is based on Vedic literature. And the Bhagavad Gita is introduced in the Mahabharata. So, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedic literature. Shruti Saramekam. And this is the only one. You cannot present another. Ekam. If God is one, similarly, to understand Him, there is only one literature, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Shruti Saramekam. Shruti Saramekam. Adhyatma means just like Atma, the soul, is within this body. But due to our darkness, knowledge, insufficient knowledge, we cannot understand Atma, Paramatma. We cannot understand. So, in the darkness, as you require a torch light, similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is just like the torch light. You can see Atma, Atma, Deepam. Deepam means light, lamp. The white is required, Patipati, Satam. Just like light is required by a person who wants to go through the light, go through the darkness, but go to the light. Suppose here is light and there is tunnel, and in the tunnel he requires some light to go to the other part of the light. Similarly, this world, this material world, is full of darkness. That is the difference between material world and spiritual world. Material world means darkness wherein you cannot understand what is God, what you are. That is material world. They are very busy in this material world, but they do not know where they are going. Actually, they are darkness. The material world is darkness. They are so-called scholars and teachers. They are also in the darkness, and they are leading other people in the darkness. Because it is darkness, therefore we require sunshine, moonshine, and this electricity. As soon as it is covered, the sun is covered, you can experience it is darkness. At night, it is darkness. Actually, it is darkness. But by the grace of Krishna, he has arranged the light. But there is another world where there is no nijo, na patra, asati, suja, na sasanka, na pavaka. There is another world where there is no need of these things. Lighting again, either sunshine or moonshine. But God is so kind that in each and every universe it is full of darkness. Now you see how brilliant sun is there. This is his kindness. Jasaprabha prabhavatu jagadanna koti. Jakshakshuresha suvita sadalagrahana. Therefore the sun is described as the eye of all the planets. Because we have got very nice good planet, very nice city, Rome, and London or America, this or that, that's all that. But as soon as it is dark, you cannot see anything. The mercy of sunshine, Krishna's mercy is there, therefore you can see, you can hear. Therefore sun is described, Jakshakshuresha Savita, Savita means sun, is Chakshu. Savita is actually the eyes. Jakshakshuresha Savita Sabalagrahana. Without sunshine you cannot see. In any part of the universe, in any planet, actually the sun is supposed to be the eye. One eye is the sun, another eye is the moon, of the absolute Virat Rupa. So when he sees, then you can see. Without he seeing, you cannot see. You are very much proud. Can you show me? What can you see? That's it. Unless God sees, you cannot see. Why you are so much proud of saying, we are not seeing, we are not seeing? And what you can see? They're so rascal, they have these teeny eyes, they're proud of, they can see God. They can see these things, they can see. And first of all, understand what you can see without seeing by the God. God sees by the sun, then you can see. Your seeing power is so dependent, and you are so much proud that you can see. Just see how much the whole world is full of rascals. Do they not say, we are not seeing God? And what you can see? You cannot see even yourself, and what you will see God? You are seeing your father and mother, and when they die, you are crying, oh, my father has gone. Where he has gone? He is lying here. What do you say, my father has gone? No, he is gone. What do you mean by gone? The father, you have always seen the body of the father that is lying here. Why do you say? That means you have never seen your father. You have never seen your brother. So this is our position. We cannot see. Still we are proud. Can you show me God? He does not think his incapability. That I cannot see him. Our daily necessities of life without this sunlight. Therefore, here it is said, Adhyatma Dvipam. It is the light. If you want to see God, then you have to see through this light. And for whom this seeing is necessary? It is not necessary for the ordinary rascals. It is necessary otititini satanattamondham, one who is sober to think that why we are put into the darkness. We require light, fact that unless God gives us the light, sunlight, we are always in night. You cannot see. Tamondham. So those who are intelligent, that why shall I remain in this darkness? If there is light, just like in daytime, if there is a dark room, we are staying. And if we hear that why I shall stay in this darkness, there is light, enough sunlight outside, immediately we will be busy. Let me go to the light. Why shall I remain in this dark room? Similarly, the sober man, intelligent man will think that I am put into this material world which is full of darkness. Is there any light? Where can I go? That is intelligence. Daily is in the northern part of the hemisphere, 6 months, no light. So it is intelligence. That why you are discovering so many electricity light? Because you want light. So therefore intelligent person should be that this material world is by nature dark. Whether there is another nature where there is only light. Therefore he said, Utititi Satanattamondham. This Srimad Bhagavatam is required for such intelligent person who wants to go out of this darkness to light. The Vedic information is that Tamasi ma jyotirgama. Don't remain in the dark. Just go out to the light. Jyotirgama. Jyoti means light. So Vedic injunction is that don't remain in the darkness. Go to the light. So when one becomes inquisitive how to go to the light, what will be Srimad Bhagavatam? That it is said, Utititini Satam. Utititini Satam means to surpass, to overcome. Utititini, desiring to overcome. Utititini Satam. Tamondham, this darkness, the position in darkness. Who are in the darkness? Why these people are in the dark? Samsarinam. They are undergoing the punishment because they have forgotten Krishna, they have defied the supremacy of Krishna. They are put into the darkness. Just like one who defies the laws of the government, they are put into the jail, outlaws. Similarly, Krishna Bhuriyaji Bhagavan, these rascals who have forgotten Krishna, God, to serve Him, and want to remain independent without serving, we are made servant of the prison house, Maya. It's like the criminal. We don't care for government's law. We can do anything. All right, come on here. Oh, it's like, remain here. This is our position. Simply you find, I don't care for God. You may not care, but Maya is there. He'll give you a kick and put you in this. You learn how to care. You learn how to care. This is position. These rascals, they have become godless and suffering day and night, 3-4 miseries, adhyatmik, adi-daivik, adi-bhautik. Still they are not coming to their senses. So blunt, so dull-headed. That this is intelligence. When one comes to this understanding that I don't want all these sufferings, why they are forced upon me, then he can become an intelligent. Just in the jail, nobody wants to, I would say, what is called? Breaking stones. Breaking stone. He doesn't want, but there is jail superintendent's order. He must break so much. And there is stick. You don't break it. So it is going on. Maya is kicking. Always. He must do it. He wanted to eat anything and everything, all right. He takes his body, a form, and eats food. That's all. This is Maya, Prakriti. He has given you a body. You have to suffer according to the body. Karanam gunasamnasya sadasam janma junisha. Why there are different types of bodies, different types of enjoyment. Everyone is in the material world. Why one has become hawk, one has become dog, and one has become very rich man and demigod, very bad. Why? Who is making arrangement? Who wants to become cat and dog? Who does not want to become king? But why this is arrangement? Who is doing this? This rascal cannot understand. Therefore, to cover all this ignorance, they do not believe in the next. But where from these varieties of life are coming? They have no brain. The so-called scientists, so-called all bogus theory. As you desire, you will give me chance by Prakriti Kramana, Vinoni Karmani. Ahankara Vimuratma Karta Ahamiti Vandate. He is thinking that I am independent. Vimura, restless. Karta is not Karta. When there is death, you do not like to die. Why there is death? Why you are forced to die? What is your scientist will say? Oh, this is natural. But you cannot fight. You do not want to die, but death is forced, and you do not, even though you do not like, you say, it is nature. You cannot explain why death is forced there. Why birth is forced there. You do not want to become old man. Why you are forced to become old man? You do not want to have disease. Why you are forced to accept disease? They have no sense. They flow dull-headed. They do not want any solution, but there is solution. Therefore it is called samsarina. They are dull-headed rascals. They are undergoing the nature's process from one life to another, all miserable condition. To get out of this miserable condition, Sukadeva says, this is Kurunaya Aho. Kurunaya means out of compassion. People are suffering. This is Vaishnava. Vaishnava takes so much trouble to speak to the rascals and dulls about God consciousness. Why? Out of compassion. They are very compassionate. So many people are suffering for want of knowledge. Let me try to give them. This is Vishnu's qualification. He is very kind. Titiksama karunika. Titiksama karunika. It's like Lord Jesus Christ. He was being crucified. Still he was saying, my Father, they do not know what they are doing. Is it not? He is so much compassionate that these rascals do not know what they are doing, rascals. Still I request you to forgive them. This is Vaishnava. Personally he is suffering, but he is still compassionate. There was an article recently that Jesus Christ, although he was crucified, he did not die. Yes. He went to Kashmir. Some historical references are there. So, actually, when he was representative of God, Son of God, how this rascal could feel it? It was a soul. Anyway, so they devotees, they are so compassionate, they are titikshava, they suffer all kinds of hordes in this material world. Still, they try to give information. There is God, there is kingdom of God, you are suffering here, please do this so that you can again come back to home. But this is the question. Karunaya, out of compassion. Karunaya, Purana Vibhu. Purana, there are 18 types of Puranas. Out of that, Bhagavad is also Purana. This Purana is very confidential. This is not ordinary. It is called spotless. Spotless Purana. Because in this Purana, in this history, or in this supplementary of Vedic knowledge, there is only description of devotional service. Dharma Projita, this Dharma, this kind religious, the Bhagavad religion, is so perfect that all kinds of cheating types of religion is kicked out from Dharma Projita Kuipo. They are not accepted. All cheating types of religion. There are so many religious, the perfect knowledge. In the disobey, they cannot without disobey. Because it cannot train people to the perfection. They remain defective always. Big priests, big cardinals, they are what they are doing. They simply disobey. Christ says, thou shalt not kill children. Three things. Intoxicant they are taking. We cannot be trained in the so-called priests. Not trained. We cannot take it up. Therefore, Bhagavad principle is so nice that little training, Sarvamapiyasya dharmasya prayatim hotua, little training, in the most fallen can be elevated to the highest position.
Therefore, Bhagavad principle is so nice that little training, svalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat, little training, even the most fallen can be elevated to the highest position. This is Bhagavatam. Perfect. Purana Guyam. So who did it? Shukadev Goswami. He first of all explained Srimad Bhagavatam before Parikshit Maharaj. So that is the beginning of Bhagavad teaching. Therefore he learned it from his father in Shravanam, then Kirtanam. Sri Vishnu Shravane Parikshid Abhavad Vayasaki Kirtane. This is also Kirtan. Sri Vishnu Shravane Parikshit. Parikshit Maharaj simply heard, and Abhavad Vayasaki Kirtane. This is Kirtan. The recitation of Bhagavata by the devotee is also Kirtan. Kirtan does not mean that as we generally do. No, this Bhagavat recitation is also Kirtan. So it is said, Abhavad Vayasaki Kirtane. Vayasaki means son of Vyasa Sunum, as it is said. Tam Vyasa Sunum. Vyasa Sunum means Shukadev Goswami, the son of Vyasadev. Upayami. Quote, let me offer my respectful obeisances. Gurum Muninam. He is Guru, not only my Guru, but he is Guru of big thoughtful men. Muninam. Muni means thoughtful, philosopher. Gurum Muninam. This is reading the purport. In this prayer, Srila Sutta Goswami practically summarizes the complete introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of Vedic literature. That is explained here. Quote, Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural supplementary commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. As I told you that Vyasadeva compiled, he divided. There was originally one Veda, Atharva Veda. Then he, just to divide it for different paths of understanding, Samaveda, Atharva Veda, Yajur Veda, and Rig Veda. Then he explained the Vedas and the Puranas. Then he again summarized in the Vedanta Sutra. The whole Vedanta knowledge was codified, codes. Janmadhyasya yataha, ata brahma jigyasa, anandamayo vyasat. There are so many codes. So again, these codes were explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the business. Vedanta Sutra, or the Brahma Sutra, were compiled by Vyasadeva with the view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on the cream. Srila Shukadeva Goswami was a thoroughly realized master of Vedanta Sutra, and consequently he also personally realized the commentary, Srimad Bhagavatam. And just to show his boundless mercy, Karunaya, boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic man who wanted to cross completely over the nations, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. So it is meant for not ordinary men. It is very difficult, because they are not fit to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. It is especially meant for persons who are eager to get out of this darkness, especially. Not only that person, but still everyone is in darkness. We are trying. This Krishna consciousness movement is an attempt. Srila Prabhupada ki.